What? God. Hey guys. Hopefully you're not having a hard time hearing me because we do have a decent amount of rain going on, so it's pitter-pattering on the tent pretty good. Like I said before, we've got a lot going on right now as far as with our personal lives, and we have very little to no funding for projects. So the next few weeks there might not be any videos. I can't guarantee anything. If we can get something out, I definitely will try. But I can't make a guarantee. It is really, really big news, but I can't release it to you until it's happened. So there's that. I'm not sure I could be any more vague. Anyway, I want to talk to you guys tonight about vehicle maintenance. Now, I'm sure if you're watching my channel, you probably already know all this, but I'm going to go over it just in case somebody happens to stumble through here that just saw something related to a Dodge Ram and was like, ooh, what's this? So, specifically, tonight I'm going to be talking about the one-ton dually that I have that is Project Frankenram 3500, which has been temporarily put on hold. But anyway, when I bought it, I knew it had been neglected in a few ways. When I first checked it out, I knew third gear had a little grind to it when you put it in. It, you know, the whole front end was slack, whatever. But I was so excited to get it because it was something that I could afford, and this is a truck that I've wanted since they were first released. I think I was 14 when they first came out. Never driven one before, never even really ridden in one before. Always wanted it. So I snatched it up. It's a 12-valve Cummins diesel. And even in its poor health, I love it to death. I really do. It's not an off-roader. It's you know, it's never going to be a rock crawler. That's a hauler. That's what it is. And I figured with as much as I work on cars, having a hauler is a good idea. So, anyway, come to find out, we had to spend 4 or 5 hours pressure washing the underside of the truck before we can even really get to diagnosing the problems with it. So, upper and lower ball joints are all toast. All the bushings on the control arms, upper and lower, all toast. I mean, there's so much slack in there, you can just walk over and kick the side of the wheel and the whole thing is going to just shimmy around without the truck moving at all. Last night, I'm getting ready to put a clutch in it, so I figured I'm going to drain the transmission and the gear vendor, and I haven't done the rear end yet, but I'm going to. But anyway, when I bought it, yeah, he said they always used Royal Purple products and they always took really good care of it. Well, judging by the state of it, I'm calling BS. The transmission fluid was really dark. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably got 100,000 miles on it at least. And the gear vendor was almost black. But with my floodlight under there, I could tell the fluid was coming out in 2 different levels. The top being dark burned fluid, and the bottom being black metallic shavings in a really heavy flow. Now the gear vendor's drain plug has a magnet on it, and there was so much magnetic material on it, it was at least a ½ an inch out from the bolt. But there was still so much metallic material in there, like I said, the whole time it drained, it was dark fluid, metallic fluid flowing out together. Once it got down to where it was just dripping, it was just dripping metallic sludge. So I'm probably looking at a full rebuild on the gear vendor unit. I did jack the back of the truck up and check to see if the limited slip was still working, and it is. So that might have been maintained. No guarantees at this point. But anyway, long story short, when you go to buy a vehicle, assume they're lying to you. I don't care who it is. unless you're getting it from the original owner and that's your dad or your mom or somebody you can actually trust, or they can present documented paperwork for everything that's been done, assume they're lying. And based on that, haggle your price smartly. You know, I kind of knew what I was getting into here, and even knowing that the way it sits at the moment, it could potentially be a money pit, the engine alone justifies what I paid for it. So I can't really complain. If I was to pull that engine out, I could literally sell it for what I paid for the whole truck. Anyway, so I am going to build my own transmission jack plate for my floor jack to be able to pull the NV4500 out. It's probably not going to be tonight because I don't like running, you know, my welder with water physically running across the floor in here on my 220 extension cord. So probably tomorrow I'll get that put together and possibly get the gear vendor and the transmission out, so we can get that up here on the bench and see just how bad things are. I'm hoping it's just the carbon fiber synchro that's worn out for third and not something worse. So that's it for now, folks, and I will update you when I can. But until then, be safe. I love you. Take care. You know, Project Ram 3500, Frankenram. Judging by the state of the fluid, I'm calling bull. Blah. Okay, so anyway. And
just